Now students, we'll be starting the exercise of this chapter, microorganism. Before starting the exercise, let me discuss what we have learned in this chapter first. In this chapter, we have learned that is what are microorganism and how we come to know about this microorganism. Then we have classified the microorganism, that is bacteria, algae, fungi, protozoa and viruses, and we have learned about them in detail. Then we have learned about the food preservation techniques and about the vaccine and the antibiotics. Now we'll be discussing the exercise related to this chapter. आपकी जो chapter इसकी exercise पढ़ेंगे. Let me write down the name first. That is heading exercise. Now, students, a question. Now the first question is, read the following questions carefully and take the right option. बच्चा क्या है, एक क्वेश्चन है, उसमें 4 ऑप्शंस होंगे. फ्रॉम दैट 4 ऑप्शन एक ऑप्शन सही है. सो जो भी सही ऑप्शन है उसके आगे आपको एक टिक करना है. So let me read out the first question for you. That is, which organisms are invisible to the naked eyes? And the options are A, plants, B, microbes, C, animals, D, none of these. Okay, so the correct answer is B, microbes. Second, the hard covering of the microorganism is called A, list, B, cyst, C, nest, and D, all of these. So the correct answer is B, cyst. Third, virus that infects the bacteria is called A, Aedes, B, Anopheles, C, bacteriophage, and D, none of these. Now students, this A and B, these are the names of mosquitoes, okay? So this is not a virus. Now none of these cannot be answered because bacteriophage is a virus that can infect the bacteria. So the correct answer is C, bacteriophage. Okay. Fourth one, fermentation is not used for A, bread, B, wine, C, idli, and D, cooked rice. Now students, this fermentation is a process where the multiplication of this yeast takes place. Now it takes place in bread also, in wine also, by using brewer's yeast, and in idlis also. So the correct answer is D, cooked rice. Okay, the fifth one is, the algae commonly used as fertilizers are called A, Staphylococcus, B, Titos, C, blue-green algae, and D, none of these. So the correct answer is the C, blue-green algae. Blue, green, blue, green algae. Okay, now the sixth one. This is the last question of this A question. What is the process when a microbe is injected to prevent us from getting disease? A, immunization, B, disinfectant, C, antiseptic, and D, vaccination. Now students, if we talk about immunization, immunization means to provide immunity against something. That is, we are immune to it. What is disinfectant? Disinfectant is a liquid or it's a solution which is used to kill the germs, and it is not suitable to drink that or eat that, okay, for human. So where we may be getting poisons or we will be facing from this poisons, or we will be having this poisoning in our body. Antiseptic is a type of medicine which is used to remove treat septics, okay. Now D, vaccination is a process of providing immunity or of providing a microbe which is injected to prevent us from getting a disease. So the correct answer is D, vaccination. So this completes a BA question, that is, read the following questions carefully and tick the right options. Now we'll be doing this B question, which is fill in the blanks with appropriate words. क्या होगा बच्चा, इसमें आपकी स्टेटमेंट दिए, उस स्टेटमेंट को आपको सही तरह से लिखना है, जो भी वर्ड आपको सही लगे उसमें ऐड ऑन करके. ओके, जो भी वर्ड आपको सही लगे यू विल बी एडिंग ऑन दैट वर्ड और उस स्टेटमेंट को बिल्कुल अप्रोप्रिएट बना पाएंगे. ओके, सो लेट मी राइट ऑन बी and now we will be discussing the first one is. Now students, first question is some microorganisms are as small as dash, that is 0.00001 mm. Second, dash was the first to discover virus in 1892. You know, the scientist was a Russian scientist and the name of the scientist is Dmitry Ivanovsky. Dmitry Okay, so Ivanovsky was the scientist who first discovered virus in 1892. Okay, so how come this person discovered virus? He discovered this virus with the use of this electron microscope. Okay, so you know, हमारी जो field है science is related to each other so much that it's related to its other branches and it dependent on its other branches for its advancement of our discoveries of our inventions. Now the third question. The microorganism cannot grow in the absence of dash. Now students, the answer can be two things, air and moisture. So you can write any one answer or you can write both. So I will be writing both for you, air and moisture. So both are correct. Okay, अगर आप air लिखेंगे, moisture लिखेंगे, both are correct for you. Fourth one. The branch of science that deals with the study of microbe is called microbiology. Okay. Now the fifth one, dash and dash disease caused by fungi. So the two types of disease which are caused by fungi and that are discussed in your book are athlete's foot and ringworm. Sixth, algae can damage dash and dash. Algae can damage textiles and buildings. So the answer is textiles and buildings. Okay, so this completes a B question, that is fill in the blanks with appropriate words. Now students, will be discussing the next question, that is true or false. The next question is आपका write true or false for the following statement. क्या होगा बच्चा, एक statement है, so you will be writing कि अगर वो statement गलत है, that is if you think that statement is wrong, क्या वो सही नहीं है, so you will be writing false against it. और अगर आपको बच्चा लगता है वो statement सही है, so you will be writing true against that. Okay, so we'll be doing the C question now. If we have this, then we'll be doing the C. Okay, let's start. First one. Bacteria possesses characteristics of living as well as non-living beings. Virus possesses the characteristics of living as well as non-living beings. So this is false. ये गलत है ना, इसलिए false लिख दिया हमने. Now the second one. Escherichia coli helps in digestion. That E. coli helps in digestion. So this is true. ये सही है. For third one. Our body counters infectious disease by producing antibodies. It is also true. Fourth one, fungi are used in the food industries as they do not cause spoilage of food. It is false. Fifth one, fungi help in degradation of waste. It is, sorry students, protozoa help in degradation of waste. So it is also true. Sixth is, all viruses are parasitics. Parasites. Yes, they are. All viruses are parasites. So it is also true. So this completes the C question, that is write true or false for the following statement. Now students will be doing this D question, write one word for the following. एक statement है, उस statement के according आपको जो भी word appropriate लगता है वो word लिख देंगे. It's not necessary कि वो one word ही हो, it can be a group of words, but आपको जो लगे आप वो fill करेंगे. सही भी होना चाहिए for this, okay? So the first one is, plant-like structures having no roots, leaves and stems. एक plant-like structure है जिसमें कोई leaves नहीं है, stems नहीं है और roots नहीं है. So they are algae, okay? Because algae are plant-like structures. Second, simple, minute, unicellular organism having no cell wall. Okay? So these are protozoa. Third, virus which infects bacteria are called bacteriophage. Okay. Fourth one, now this fourth one is the process of conversion of sugar into alcohol by the action of fermentation. This is the process where sugar is converted into alcohol by fermentation and by the action of this brewer's yeast. Fifth one, disease caused by biting of female Anopheles mosquito is malaria. Okay. So this completes the D question, that is write one word for the following. इसके बाद बच्चा हमें E question करना है and the E question is answer the following questions. इस question के मैं आपको सिर्फ hints दूंगी है ना, और आपके इसके answers आप अपने notebook में लिखेंगे in detail. Okay, so the first question is, where are microorganisms found? आपके microorganism कहाँ find कर सकते हैं? So the answer will be, they can be found everywhere. They can be found in sea, in water, in mountains, in cold region, in deserts, everywhere. Okay. Now second question is, what are vaccines? So what are vaccines? Vaccines are a dead or inactive microorganism which can be injected in a host to prevent it or to develop antibodies to fight against a particular type of disease. Name any 3 diseases caused by virus. So you'll be writing any 3 types of diseases which are caused by viruses, you know, such as cold, common cold, COVID-19, polio or AIDS. Any 3 names, just write down any 3 names which are caused by the viruses. Fourth question is, how are bacteria helpful in the industry? So you all be writing about this tanning of leather and this retting process. We have some uses now like this of bacteria uses, so you'll be writing about them. Fifth one is, what is food preservation? So what is food preservation? That is to store the food for a longer period of time, which as domestic as well as commercial use. So you'll be writing about that in detail and all the techniques of food preservation also. Sixth question is, write a short note on the virus. Okay, so you'll be writing on the short note on virus some characteristic of viruses, and you'll be writing the disease which are caused by this virus. Now the seventh question is the last question, that is describe different ways in which the food is preserved and made safe for consumption. So you students, in this you will be writing all the 7 top points, 7 methods of food preservation techniques which we have discussed. Okay, now we'll be discussing HOTS. HOT is high order thinking skill question. So 2 questions are given in your book. The first question is, why does yogurt turn sour more easily in summer than in winter? Because बच्चा summer में आपके जो microbes का growth होता है, it's very fast, so it turns sour very easily in summer than in winter. Now the second question is, vaccines are dead and weakened disease causing microorganism injected into a healthy person's body. Then how do they provide immunity from disease to the body? कैसे provide करते हैं? How come? बच्चे क्या करते हैं, वो जो वैक्सीन है या वो जो इनएक्टिव या वीकेंड डिजीज कॉजिंग ऑर्गेनिज्म है, वो डिजीज तो कॉज नहीं कर सकता, एंड उसे हम इस तरह से डिजाइन करते हैं कि आपकी बॉडीज के जो WBCs हैं, they start to fight with it and they develop their own antibodies to fight against that disease, and their antibodies remain in the blood or in the body of that person, healthy person, for a longer period of time or for forever, so that that disease do not develop in that person again. Now we'll be discussing the next thing, that is project work. Now there's one project given. You have to visit an industrial farm, you have to visit an agricultural farm where legume crops are grown and find out about the benefits of growing these crops for the farmers. Collect information about this rhizobium bacteria. Okay, next is activity. Now this activity is, let cooked vegetable to rot in water. After a few days, examine a drop of water under a microscope. So आप देखेंगे कि different types of microorganism grow कर रहे हैं उस rotted vegetable में और उस droplet में, the droplet of water. Next is discovery. This is the last thing. Now you know this Edward Jenner was born on May 17, 1749 in the small village of Berkeley in Gloucestershire in England, and he is credited with the development of the first vaccine. So he was a person who has created this first vaccine, or who is credited for the development of the vaccine. So students, this completes the chapter microorganism for us.